Alright, welcome Earth Flight viewers. Just let me make sure everything's on here. No, it's not, so good thing I looked. Alright, now we have game audio on and everything. But anyways, we are at my real world home base of Plymouth, Massachusetts. And we're going to take this HondaJet out. Not real world time, but real world weather. Looks like the Google Maps is still kind of loading. That's why it's choppy, but we'll be okay. We'll be flying at flight level 320 tonight. Hey, what's up? You are? Cool. Yeah, I've been doing a couple test flights with it. This is the first stream of one. And eventually I'll probably get a livery for their flight channel. But awesome. Good fixings. Thank you for joining the broadcast. So I guess we're going to fly side by side here. Maybe not in the same place, but we're going to go out to Allegheny County out in Pittsburgh. That's our flight for tonight. So, we'll see what happens. I really like this plane a lot. Did you get that checklist, Pensacola, Florida? That's awesome. But you get the checklist that I made? Because I made one for everyone in the flight club. At least for myself. But let's look at this thing, because this is the most intricate checklist I've had to make, because I don't know if it's Honda, which I think it's just Honda. But it's, even the POH and the AFM, they have like two manuals. And you had to like kind of figure out where to go for things. But it's still loading here. This is pretty intense even on the pre-flight. So but we'll lead us through it. We'll get going here, and might take a little while just to prepare everything, because that's the way this is set up on the checklist, if this ever works, that is, because it's still loading. Don't know what's going on with that, but let's go. There we go. Yeah, let's go. Load that checklist. Load the checklist. Come on. Load it. It was loading before, so. But anyways, I'll put it up there while it loads on screen. And, yeah. So, when I do checklists, I do everything like it would be real life. What I would want to have on real life. So, this initial is the prelim. Check. Then we have the exterior, which is all the outside. Then the before starting engine. So usually what we do is we usually start on the before starting engine. So pretend the pre-flight's done. But let's look inside, because there's a couple of things we have to do here. So actually it's off. Wheel chocks would be there. Let me just turn all the buttons off, because I forgot to turn those off. That might have been good if I turned that off first. Gears down. All those are good. Alright, wheel chocks as required. Engine covers removed. Static wick covers removed. We're going to pretend all this stuff is moved. Removed. External power not needed. Emergency exit secured. Emergency exit handle. Emergency equipment. Gust lock. Circuit breakers. Linear handle is down. Battery going on. And we got to do some figuring here. So, as soon as this thing wants to work, I might have to reload SPAD, because it doesn't seem to be working. Oh, that's because I didn't push no to the X-Plane plugin. Seeing that I don't have X-Plane installed anymore. Yeah. Goodbye, X-Plane. Anyways, we gotta turn this battery on when SPAD loads. There we go. It's changing the HondaJet. There we go. So we turn the battery on. Good fixes. Welcome to the broadcast. Oh, wrong button. Right button. Everything's gotta turn on, but this has a basically the POH AFM guide. They have this whole thing with charts and everything about what to do. And what you do here is you go to sim options, and you can load how many passengers you want. I usually go with 3, because then we can get a lot of fuel in there. We're going to go to initialize, okay? We're going to go weight and fuel, and then we're going to let it do everything for us. This would be like us checking up in the book. And I don't know if they have this in the jet for real. You say get from sim, and it loads the crew that you have. Okay, get from sim, 3 passengers. Fuel, get from sim. Okay, and then it tells you get from sim, total taxi fuel, total weight, takeoff weight is 8,955. Let's just double check the fuel though, because I like to take as maximum fuel as I can. Notice that it defaulted to 50%, so we're gonna increase this to, I believe, 95. We're gonna go by this after I did all that. So what, 80% though? Oh, okay. They said 100 pounds off, right? So we'll go like there, 84% of fuel. All right. That should save it, if I remember right. It did. Alright. Now it says overweight, we're going to burn like 100 during the taxi. So, we should be good. It'll automatically calculate our V1 or rotate V2. And again, that's in the POH, so you could do that if you want to go check up all those charts. You could just do it in the sim. So that makes it a lot easier. Get from sim, and I'm going to turn them all on, even over there. So you have all our V-speeds already programmed in. Everything's automated. And that is good. All right, with that, we're going to turn this thing off, pretend we're doing the outdoor pre-flight, and then we're done. So I'm going to go to before starting engine. As you can see, it says pre-flight is completed. Battery's going back on. Oxygen checked. It's over here. Check for norm. Oxygen checked on in norm. So I guess it just means that's norm. Some of these things don't make sense. Oh, it's right here. Yeah, on and norm. And then we're going to push the supply on. That's why I just pushed on. Oxygen mask, you'd get it on. You test it. You're going to set it to 100% on the mask. You're going to do the emergency audio. Check it out. Make sure that it works. That's probably a button they have to do on the mask itself, because that's what it kind of says. So it's all oxygen testing with the mask and stuff. Test, release. Oxygen mask audio is normal. Then we have to go to the pressurization. That's why I have it in bold. Everything should be norm, but we're going to double check. Control mode is norm. Cabin dump is norm. Electrical, which is down here, should be on, which it is, and norm. So we're going to double check everything. Battery, verify it's on. Generator, both norm. External power, where is it? Oh, nose wheeling. Nose wheel. Wait, hello. I lost my place there. Bus tie is normal and blacked out. Cabin power is blacked out. External power is not needed. ELT is set to norm. Nose wheel steering to norm. Landing gear is down and verified. Alternate gear release handle. That'd be over here, but it's stowed. I think it's this panel, but I'm not positive on that. But I know it's over here somewhere. Alright, parking brake is set, 'cause that's pulled out. Flaps are up. They are. That's over here. Thrust lever is cut off all the way back. To start, this thing's a little weird. You have to make sure you know what you're doing, because it doesn't start unless you put it to idle. I'll show you in a second. But I couldn't get it started at first. I was like, what's going on? Ice protection. Normal, normal. Engine anti-ice is off. Tail de-ice is normal. Fuel panel. That's where we are next. Everything is norm, which it should be. Pumps both norm, crossfeeds norm. Trim panel, which is down here. Check, set, norm. Everything's set to norm, but we're going to do it individually. That's how this AFM was done. So pitch mode, standby. Standby. Check operation to norm. I don't think it really does much, but we want to hit this screen now because we want to make sure we get the pitch in the green, which is 3.5. We'll test the roll trim powers norm, yaws norm, trims check, set for takeoff. So this standby pitch, we're going to check that by pushing it up. You see that the pitch goes up and down. I'm going to leave it at 3.5 in the green. Windshield heat panel, that's over here. Norm. Pneumatic panel, cabin inflow, both norm. Engine bleed, both norm. Clear share panels, dark. I believe that they mean these, but I'm not positive on that. Okay? And that's because it says pilot's display reversion is dark, which is normal. Pilot's time is normal because it's dark. The pitch servo power, that's over here. Normal because it's dark. AFC roll servo, normal because it's dark. Yaw is normal because it's dark. Co-pilot's display reversion, normal because it's dark. And the chime is also normal and dark. Standby instrument check. It is on and working. We haven't set it yet, though. Avionics system test complete. Well, that's the system test down here. So let's go to aircraft systems. Oh, wait, no. I'm sorry. Let's go to sim options, sim actions. We're showing 3D passengers. Go to initialization. We didn't do the system test yet. So for some reason, I have these HondaJet sounds I installed, and it doesn't play these sounds anymore. So it does do the fire test, but it doesn't go fire, fire, fire. So I'm thinking about switching it back later on. Stall, you can see that it does the rocking of the yoke there. And again, you're not hearing anything because it would say stall, stall, stall. Switch illumination, make sure that just all the lights work, which they did. So we're all set there. Alright, that was all that avionics initialization by the way. CVFDR is the flight data recorder, which you can't really do in the sim. So, but you would verify it. Weight and fuel is already entered. Flight plan we have to enter. So tonight, This is our plan right here. And IFR high. We're going VFR to VFR basically, so we're going to enter it in right here at origin. Kilo Papa Yankee Mike. Enter. Alright, and again, like I said, it's all VORs, so that's what we're doing right here. So that's what we're entering. PVD. Enter. Hartford. VOR. Hartford, New England, Northeast, hello. Alright, then we're going PWL. Okay, Poughkeepsie. Then Huo. You get on with the United States. And then we're going Lima, Victor, right? Yeah. And then we're going Mike, India, Papa. And then we're going Papa, Sierra, Bravo. And then Juliet, Sierra, Tango. And that would be Johnstown. And then we're going to our destination, which I must put in as a waypoint. Kilo, Alpha, Golf, Charlie. Enter. We're going to go done. And flight plan option, show and map, which we see right there. That's the way we're going. So, all right. And then other than that, just give me GPS. This is our top of climb thing here. We got a bunch of things. The only thing that's flashing right now is I don't have anything started, so which is good to see. All right, go back to our checklist now. All right, the flight plan's in. V-speeds are entered. Remember, I already put them in there. ADS-B information. Pretend that that's already good to go. All right, starting the engine. Passenger briefing is complete. We'll say that. Rudder pedals are adjusted and feeling good. Seat belts and safety belts are set. Doors are closed. Review the CAS because it would tell you if there's anything. Plus, I have this on, so it shows you what's closed. All doors are closed. Parking brake is set. CAS messages reviewed. The only thing that says is the engines are off. Electric volts are 23.5 minimum. That's why we can leave this all on and still start the thing. Engines. Look how easy this is going to be. We literally push the start button, and then we make this go to idle. And it starts. Watch. Start. Idle. And you see that the engine's going to be starting up.
JetBlue 996 contact Boston Center on 127.65.
How easy is that? There you go. We have ignition. We look at the N2. It's going up. All right, start the other one. Right. Start to idle.
127.65 JetBlue 996.
I'm gonna set this to. Well, going to be a Boston approach here, so let's go 1, 1, 3, 3, 0, 0, 0. We are flying VFR tonight.
Says 240 knots at 8,000.
Oh yeah, I did. Okay.
Yeah,
Standby is
all
going
right,
to be
thank you.
Plymouth.
I had that, but
Maybe the VATS in the car, just in case we need it.
Thank you.
Okay. I'm a bit of an idiot.
And let's get our weather here at Plymouth.
320 Neo.
Okay, and we'll hear that in a second. Let's see, engines are started, everything's looking good, everything's in the green. We've got 48.7 there. Monitoring, it has a FADEX system, which now I know how to pronounce thanks to Nick Resler, so thank you. Engine instruments are checked, engine anti-ice as required. It's pretty cold, it's negative 17, so we're going to put that on. There you go. External power disconnected, we never needed it. Flight control is free and correct. They are. Alright, before taxiing, wing anti-ice, I also have to call it. Avionics flight data, we're going to 320. This does not have auto throttle on it unless you push the E2 mode. So we're not doing that. I'm flying it without it. Alright, and actually, I gotta wait to do clearance anyway, so. Alright, because I keep forgetting I'm gonna be doing Mr. VATSIM and actually doing it for real, like I will have to do in the real world someday. Alright, flight ID, flight plans entered, runway will select. And then, probably should listen to the weather now, so let's do that.
Kilo Papa Yankee Mike automated weather observation 1500 Zulu. Wind 312.
Yeah.
Visibility 10. Sky condition, few clouds at
14 depart for American 1930.
Yeah, I can't hear you.
American 1930 Boston departure, Hawaii radar contact, limited 14,000.
Kilo Papa Yankee Mike automated
Level 14,000, American 1930.
wind 311 at 16. Visibility
Virgin 2512, heavy contact, Boston Center 124.7. Hunting Fulton, Virgin 2512, high ground.
altimeter 3017.
Alright, so we wrote that stuff down. So now, call up for clearance here. And again, I'm going to think about this because I'm studying IFR a little bit. Away from my lessons. Let's set this to where it needs to be. Say about 150. It does in the back up in there. Okay, make sure I didn't forget anything on this because I always forget something. Oh, by the way, the lights too in this are all automated. So you can turn the lights on if you want to. Aircraft systems, not there. System controls, the interior lights, okay? So we got the footwells on, but we're not. We'll leave those off for now, the fasten seatbelt sign. Everything's on norm because it's all automated. Once I start taking off, it'll turn on my nav lights and stuff. So I'm not going to touch anything. If it's nighttime, you can go in there and manually touch the lights, which is kind of cool. And if you want heat, it's got that too. So it's pretty cool that it's all automated. But kind of weird at first when you're used to pushing buttons. Alright, flap set for takeoff. Let's get that ready to go. Do whatever we can before we call it. Speed brake, check
Delta
that.
2552 Echo has cleared LS runway 33 left
speed
approach.
And typically look outside and see that thing's moving, but it is. Cabin signs as required. Parking brake, but not released yet. Okay, so we're going to unmonitor that. We're going to call up Boston Approach and ask for an IFR clearance and get that from them. If not, we'll take off VFR.
American 1930, Boston Center is going to be signing off shortly. You can monitor Unicom 122.8. Have a good night.
Point A, everybody back. American 1930.
Delta 552, you can contact the tower 128. Good night.
Sweet 8, good night. Delta 552, thank you.
United 212, turn right heading 040, descend and maintain
Yeah, I skipped
3,000 sectors to final.
040 down to 3,000, United 212.
Did
If
5.
you got the extra fuel, step towards speed. Yeah, if you want to get it quicker.
Yeah, I did. Okay.
That's forward speed. Alright, sounds good. United 212.
Well, I'll just close up there shortly, so want to try to get you in before.
Sounds good.
Boston Approach, November 489 Echo Foxtrot.
About 49 Echo Foxtrot, Boston Center approach, over.
This is Jet 9er Echo Foxtrot. We're on the ground here at Plymouth requesting IFR as filed to Kilo Alpha Golf Charlie.
About 49 Echo Foxtrot, you're cleared as filed, but on departure, maintain 10,000. Departure with me, squawk 1425.
Can you read back that squawk code for 9 Echo Foxtrot?
1425.
Okay, cleared IFR as filed. We're going to maintain 10,000 departure with you, and we're squawking 1425, 9 Echo Foxtrot.
November 9 Echo Foxtrot, your effect is correct. Advise number 1, holding short of the runway, and you can hold slowly.
Roger, we'll advise you when we're holding short of the departure runway, 9 Echo Foxtrot. Okay, we're on alts. That's
United 212, can we go direct bed and then join, or
now,
sorry, direct co-hop and then join the
311,
ILS?
so we're going to go runway
United
33.
212, Cheetah, Cohen, cross Cohen, at or above
Let's get
3,000.
going.
Cleared the ILS, runway 33 left approach.
He cleared me to go taxi.
Direct co-house,
check the
clear
brakes, those are
cross to
steering
that,
and flight
or
insurance on the way out. So
above
here
3,000, and
we can
then
break off.
ILS, approach 33 left, United 212.
Boston departure care 3062.
Yeah, I don't know. I might go back to the default sounds because I kind of missed the
Boston
warning sounds
departure,
and
Hawaii
stuff.
radar contact, Quebec Mansion,
I don't know why those are taken out, but I backed everything up just in case. So
Alright, direct matching, climb maintain 6000 care
okay,
3062.
take a right over here. Going to runway 33. Probably turn that tablet off so you can see what we're doing. All right. And you see that the beacon and the nav lights are on. I didn't even touch anything since it's all automated, including the taxi lights are on. You can see that right here. So that is pretty cool. Okay, before takeoff, we'll have to make sure everything's there. So set for takeoff flaps, right, Jim? Set for
Maple
takeoff.
24 Boston approach, Aloya clear to
Is
Burlington,
speed
and
brake
come to departure,
is
vector
RET,
to
just
Gardner
I
as
believe
filed.
that's what it means.
On departure, maintain 10,000. Departure with means clock 5322 and wing side bar 4. Correction, Maple 24, I can clear you to Burlington, but centers are closing, so wing side bar 14 is not.
CAS messages reviewed. We're looking clear there. What's this say? Say A.
Still want to do a flight?
Cabin power off. For some reason, it always does that.
Maple 24, you're cleared up Burlington.
And yet you check it and it's
Gardner,
off.
10,000.
But it turns it off when you start going. So I don't know what's going on there, but that's why you check the CAS messages, I guess. Nav is set. We're going to have our plan in there. We're good to go. We'll set the heading select when we get on the runway. Flight guidance is set.
Maple 24, your back is correct. Runway 29 taxi echo, let me know when you're holding short.
FMS on that. That's going to be the
And
GPS.
Maple 24, handsome altimeter.
Okay, total data. I don't remember what takeoff landing distance data. I'm just going to say we have enough runway, but there's a whole bunch of charts in the FM, and I know I have enough for this. Takeoff briefing. All right. If we are under 850, if we're on the takeoff roll and there's nothing runway ahead of us, there's an emergency, we will abort takeoff land directly on the runway. If we are under, let's say 850 feet, this palm mechanical, which otherwise will land directly ahead 130 returns. And we're doing that at probably about 140 knots. That's our approach speed-ish, I think. No. I'm sorry. We're going to do that at like 117. That's our approach speed. There's not really a best glide I can find in here. So I'm just going to go with that. If we're above 850 feet, problem mechanical ratio. Otherwise, we will take a turn to the left, land down when it attacks by the grass runway. It doesn't real to us. Best approach speed is 117. Ice protection is required. Wing anti-ice is required. I'm just going to put all that on because honestly, it is pretty cold tonight. So norm. Now tail. Oh, we can just leave it norm for now. It's all good. We'll just leave it there. I have the engine anti-ice on right now. What's that say? Oh, it said something. But now it's good. All right. Well, that looks good. We're going to take off, verify N1s within the N1 targets. We're going to release the brakes. Those pitch up at about 12 degrees or so. When you gear up positive rate, your damper is going to be engaged at that point. Hopefully, flaps will go up at 130. Thrust levers go to maximum climb of throttle.
Here, 3062, Boston Center and I are going to be correction. We're signing off now. So you can monitor to come 12.8 tonight.
Good.
All right, over to advisory. Thanks very much for being on. Have a good night.
All right. Is he waiting for me? Probably. And Boston approach, Vision Jet, America Foxtrot, ready for takeoff, runway 33, holding short.
Maple 24, you can fly runway heading runway 29, clear for takeoff. And well called.
9 Echo Foxtrot, Vision Jet, we're at Plymouth, ready for takeoff, holding short of runway 33.
Over 6656, Boston approach, clearance on request break. Over 489 Uncle Fox, you're released for departure, clearance void if not off in 5 minutes. For correction, switch advisory frequency to cruise and call me that boy.
Alright, switching to advisory after departure, and we're cleared for takeoff. Void in 5 minutes, then Echo Foxtrot.
Yeah, to 312, I'll keep in contact, star 16.
Alright. Probably said that wrong, but it's okay. It's
Yeah,
good that I get on here
212,
and get used to this.
monitor Unicom 122.8, and I'll watch you on the ground.
Alright, flaps are half.
Alright,
This is looking good.
we'll monitor Unicom 122.8 and then we'll go to ground to
have
212.
Unicom on
Good night.
standby, which I think I do already. Yes, I do. Because he's going on. off. All right,
Now, correction break, over by 6656. I'm going to be signing off here now. City money in the comments.
All right, and we're good to go. Why are you calling? We'll get up in the air. All right, got brakes on, full throttle. N2's looking good, and release. Here we go. Rotate will show up over here, but it should be about a little over 100.
Maple 24, you can money.
We'll call it out. Here we go.
Unicom, Maple 24.
V1, rotate.
I'm gonna love you. I'm gonna miss you.
2, and there we go. Positive rate, gear up. Flaps up, so over 130. Got a good rate of climbing. About 12 degrees. Okay. Probably should have put the cabin signs on. That's okay.
Dude, we hinted at that. Jesus.
Can.
Wow. I'll put it on now.
Oh, it's too
Gotta
late now.
buckle up.
Essential aircraft, Boston approach for the core sector is now closed. Any aircraft needing further services, well, I'm sorry, there are none. Unicom 122.8. Everybody have a nice
Alright.
good night.
We're going over. Some transfer.
1224.
Right. And we're gonna go to the left, clear on the left. Not that I would do that in VFR, but we're gonna head to Providence. We're gonna put the autopilot on now. Nav. And vertical speed. And we're going up to 10,000. And we will climb to 32. So I'm just gonna do that now. Let's see that on Unicom. Just gotta watch that speed. At least stay under 250. All right, we're on our way. Climbing, pressurization check. Where are you? I knew you were here somewhere. Oh, it's right there. We're doing good. We want to climb up 2,900. 3,000 is fine. We might have to bring that down a little bit. Get up there. Going right up to 32, flight level 320. Nice little flight in the Vision Jet. We gotta keep an eye on that speed because everything's not auto throttle here. Flat thrust lever is MCT. There you go. Flight guidance is required. Ice protection is required. Cabin signs is required. Climbing. I already did that. And then prior set the standard to 8 flight level 8180. Prior to entering the RVSM airspace flight guidance. That's because you need autopilot when they have RVSM rules. But see, we're already in the soup here. That is why we're just letting it go IFR today. Alright, so we're pretty good. Everything's pretty automated here. There's nothing really required other than just watching the instruments and making sure that you don't overspeed or anything like that. So, but we're going to be over 10,000, so we're going to be fine. There we go. Let's take a look outside. Aviation jet here in the northeast. The winds have been pretty brutal here. I'm supposed to fly for real. I booked a flight today, but then I canceled it like 2 days ago. Yeah, because it's gusting to like 39. See what I said? Winds were 1.6. Yeah, they're gusting to 39 in some places. In real life. I don't know if the sim does that, but it should. Breaking through clouds. The cloud's pretty nice. I mean, it's a nice jet. We'll take a look in the back too when we get everything there with speeds and cruise.
Providence traffic for Ted 13, turning 5 mile final from my 23. Providence, final call.
But yeah, according to this, we're gonna arrive for simulator time 1:26 in the afternoon. Current time is, let's see if we can find current time. So let's see. It says I have 25 nautical miles. I'll check my speed one time. And 10 minutes. So it's 15:47. Right? Won't be 3 hours if we were doing climb speed, but it's gonna be much faster once we get to cruise. So, all right, we're gonna lower the vertical speed just a little bit. That way we get that speed staying up there. So I'm still learning a couple things on this. What? I'm sorry, good fixes. I didn't even read this, and you typed out like a minute ago. I like both of them. Yeah, I mean, this one's faster and travels and higher and stuff like that, but the Vision Jet is a lot less complex on fighting stuff. I'm going to be honest with you, but I think owning both is great. Like, these are the two jets I want to fly. I'm actually getting into, like, small business jets now, and I do the GA still. But, yeah, I recommend getting both. The Cirrus is still fun to fly. You think this one's super easy? I think that the buttons and the stuff is all over the place compared to the Cirrus. You know, there's a lot more buttons to push here, even though it's kind of like the same system. It's very automated, though. Once you have it all set up, it does everything for you that you need it to do, you know? So, all right, flight level 180. We're going to standard there. Well, true, you know, unless you want to get into it, you know? Like, I don't know if traffic and weather work for you. I don't think they work for me. It's always on standby. And the weather, I haven't really seen it work, but I don't know. I don't know if that's planned or not. Charts, you have to buy the charts and then load them in here, so I don't own the Navtec charts. So, yeah, that's it. That's probably what it is then. You got your procedures, which work very well. The flight plan works well. Direct 2 works well. The utilities, the setting up thing, like, you can do all this stuff. I usually don't touch a lot of that. You're right, so there's some things that you don't have to touch. But, mirrors, aircraft systems, there's a lot of things here. Here's the status screen that I just turned off. So it has, like, the real screen's environment. Okay.
Traffic, Delta 737 joining me, left down.
So, well, we got a raid from STW222. Thank you so much for raiding the channel. What's up, my friend? Hydraulics. Ice protection systems. So there's a lot of stuff here. Everything's automated, though, like the lights and everything, which I find cool. As long as you leave it on norm, you can turn them on whatever way you want to, but you'll see that when I go back to here, and I had to read all about this because I was like, I don't understand what goes on half the time, but now I do something. I read the AFM and the POH, but see, it does everything for you. You know, turn off the recognition lights. The ice lights are off, so we didn't need those. Landing's still on, strobes on, beacons on, nav's on. Turn off the landing lights, I think, when we get to climb. I'm gonna have to reduce the bank again. No, I don't charge it that. So we're gonna reduce our climb more.
Providence traffic, Riptide 13, turning right
up.
crosswind for Q3.
But yeah, the Vision Jet, a lot of people say it's slow. So, Skyman5667, thanks for following me on Twitch. Flying the Vision Jet tonight. Flight level 230, climb 220. And when I'm doing VORs, like, no way, but it's all automated right now. So, I'm gonna have to create a livery for this one. I've also been working on some flight sim merch, not just like Eric Flight ones, but like just flight sim and flying merch in general. So, hope to have a store up in a little bit. True. But the Mustang I wanted to actually try out too, but I gotta fly some GA after this. I haven't done that in a little bit. I want to get that Piper Archer that just came up from Coronado, because that's another aircraft I fly in the real world. That's probably the fastest, most horsepower at least, yeah, probably the fastest one I fly in the real world. So it'd be nice to own that, even though it's Coronado, and some people poo-poo on that. But, you know, from what I saw from the reviews, it flies pretty nice. But yeah, I have the Vision Jet in this one, and I'm gonna start looking into some other smaller jets here and there, because when I want to fly like long distances, like now, and not spend 6 hours or so, it's nice to have a jet. So the Vision Jet, though, I find that to be more, even though these are both able to be operated with one pilot, I find the Vision Jet to be a little bit more, hey, I'm a general aviation pilot and can actually understand everything on it. Whereas the HondaJet, yeah, it's automated and everything, but you gotta do all this stuff here, and there's a lot more buttons to push. I don't know. That's the way I feel. I love the HondaJet still. It's just there's a lot to understand about it.
Traffic, Riptide 13,
If you want to
turning
fly
right
it very
downwind
well.
from ACC, Providence.
And that way it all automates it, and then you just sit back and watch it. So, but I did a test flight to Atlanta the other day in this thing, and that didn't make it because they didn't have enough fuel, so I wasn't thinking. Because I didn't calculate fuel, you know, something that we do in the real world. That was quite interesting. So, I cheated. I just loaded up with fuel.
Providence,
We won't be doing that tonight,
turning
though.
about a 7-mile left base, runway 23, Providence.
But we're going to be overflying Providence. There's lots of clouds here, so we're not going to see much. But it's down there, trust me. And the weather should clear as we get closer to Pittsburgh. So. Deliveries are rather boring. I'll give them that. I know there's one you can download, but I'm going to have to make one for the airplane jet. So, another thing to put on the docket of things to do. But we'll get there. It's a nice jet, though. And we're going to reduce that vertical speed. Keep that speed going. As we get to flight level 320. The ceiling on this is, you can go up to 43,000. So. Alright, so we can get to cruise here. Let me turn on the checklist here. Climbing, cruise. Very VSO, timers are set. 299.2 standard. This one is not, no. So let's set it manually, shall we?
I'm not gonna lie, kind of sucks like a bunch of the controllers got off like right as I got on today.
Yeah, that happened to me too. I thought I was gonna have some Boston, but they got off. I did get clearance IFR out of Plymouth though, so that was kind of cool. Now ground and deliveries on. But we're on our own. We'll be fine. Alright, almost cruise altitude. And literally just monitor the systems, make sure everything's in the green, keep it where it needs to be for speed after, and we're good. We should be cruising about 0.70 at fastness. So. And again, you can set it for speed, but this isn't. Has no auto
24-6 turning 6 mile final runway 23, Providence.
So you'd have to go to. See, this is the thing I find confusing is finding the system controls. No. Oh, you're gonna go to sim options. There you go. Sim options, sim actions, and you turn on E2 mode, and it will turn on auto throttle. However, I didn't really get to work that well. You did? Did you pay for those charts? Obviously, because you have to log in, and then all through. Is it Navtech? Just didn't really feel like buying.
Providence traffic,
Yeah, Navigraph.
13 turning base runway 23, Providence.
Alright, let's keep an eye on that speed because we're leveling on our cruise here. And that's it. It's that easy. I'm just going to let it fly the route. Everything's so automated here. It sets everything for you. Kind of tells you where we are, our flight plan. So, but we are above the clouds at flight level 320. And we'll watch the speed climb and make sure that we don't go over 0.70. Okay, I mean, we could set it up like we have auto throttle, but it's not going to work. So.
Providence drop field 2465 mile final runway 23.
How much does that cost you, if you don't mind me asking? If I flew a lot more VFR, I would maybe think about doing that. But pick up some speed here. Let's see what we got here. I still like doing the VFR section. Let's see what's underneath me on the tab. Yeah, we're right in the Providence. That must be TF green right there. Right back to the screen so you can see my speed climbing. We're at Mach 0.57 right now. Turn off the tablet so you get a better view of everything. That nav button thing there. I thought that might put flight director there.
Providence traffic field 24-6 short final 23 Providence.
But yeah, you just gotta set this and kind of leave it where it needs to be. It's all manual for throttle unless you put the E2 on.
Providence traffic Riptide 13 turning 7.5 mile final runway 23 Providence.
It's about 0.70. Okay. What's our ground speed right now? It's climbing over 200 right now. But yeah, that's not bad. The gold bar at the top will tell you where we are within our flight here. And take looks outside at the scenery and stuff, but we are flying over Providence at this point. Again, I just have to watch at the top of the airspace there. I have to throttle it back if I have to. Providence, Rhode Island, right below us, tons of clouds. Do I have Microsoft Flight Simulator? Yes, sir. traffic on? I don't know. I guess I do, but there's no one flying. Unless there's something wrong with the service. It's like just, that makes no sense. That there's, oh, there's somebody. Okay. There's just not a lot of people flying. Okay. Alright, throttle. See how it's getting up there? So I have to get ready to dial this down if I need to. Yep. Yeah, that makes sense. I got that. Because that's the thing, if I fly to Canada or something, I have to go to, I forget what app it was, but it's not the Aviation app that I use in real life. Because it doesn't have a lot of Canadian charts if you're really out there, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't have the airport diagrams either, I don't think, for the Canadian airports, so. Alright, so I want to see where that airspeed's going to settle.
Providence traffic, Riptide 13, 5 miles, runway 23, Providence.
Yeah. No, you know, we'll see. As you know, I mostly fly VFR, but I've been doing IFR, you know, to practice the calling. You might still get that wrong sometimes. I get it out enough to get there, but yeah. Nah, I understand that. Yeah. I mean, honestly, in the sim, most of the, well, that's because we have a wonderful government that provides that for us because we pay taxes. Some guy on Facebook was complaining about paying $25 for flying into Canada. And like, I get it, because you have to pay for ATC whenever you fly into Canada, and also like, everything's basically like
traffic, Riptide
business
13,
up there,
short final,
you know?
runway 23,
It's not like the United
Providence.
States where air traffic control is basically on the taxpayers, I mean. But, going to our next waypoint, which is Hartford. What was I going to say? So anyways, I responded back, and I was like, well, if you land at Montauk, it's more expensive than that. I heard it's like $40 now to land at Montauk on Long Island. So, yeah, I agree with that too, you know. Like I said, I just use Aviation. They got all the charts here and stuff. So if we go into our destination here, everything's the airport diagram. And it's very rudimentary, but this is a free app, so. And I just hit a pocket of weather, thanks to Microsoft Flight Simulator weather there. So that's what just happened right there. Yeah, they have to fix that. Alrighty then. Everything's looking good. We're all in the green. I just have to watch that speed so I hit that pocket. You see it went down like good 70 knots there. Not realistic at all. Ground speed of 268 knots. We have a headwind of 91 knots at 277. Wow. Yep, that's the weather updates. Again, I think they should just loan it out to someone else like Active Sky or something like that, but they're not going to. I heard that there's like a licensing agreement with the weather thing there, and that's why they can't, but I don't know. They could smooth out the transitions. I mean, they could if they wanted to. Alright. So now estimated time of arrival according to the top of the screen is 17:20 Zulu, so that makes it 12:20 in the afternoon or so. And I don't know where the real world clock is here. But if I go by this, it says I have, oh, it says 2 hours. So we have about 2 hours and 10 minutes or so. This is about what I wanted today. Flying to Hartford. And leaving Vermont. Just about the Connecticut border here for Allen. It's pretty nice up here. I'm going to fly GA in real life, I'll tell you that. In fact, I think they're closing down the rentals tomorrow. They're not even letting people have the option of renting.
Providence traffic, Riptide 13, clear of T3, Providence.
Alright, we're on Unicom the whole way. And, let's see that route again. Flight plan. Flight options. Show on map. That's where we are. Mission to everything. So. I never knew that was there. I just learned that tonight. So, you know. You learn as you do it, you know? I'm gonna go up with the throttle here. It's that headwind. It does, in a way, yeah. I mean, I find that you land jets a lot shallower than GA aircraft. But it does float for a while, yeah. I do like the jet a lot. I was more comfortable with learning the Cirrus Vision jet, though. That was a lot faster for me than this. And I'm still finding little nooks and crannies and stuff like that, so. Alright, so let me just make sure this airspeed's stable, then we'll go check out the cabin with our 3 passengers. Alright, I'm also going to put Ode to Otto here. Thanks for providing the autopilot assistance tonight. I guess it's not working. It's not working? What do you mean? I guess it's not working. Oh, that sucks. The overlays don't work right now? I don't know about that. This happened before one time, too. No, that won't work. Well, there you go. Flying Squirrel works, so the other one should work. It's on the same thing. Well, enjoy the squirrel. Over the Willimantic area. I liked flying there in real life. It's actually right there. Flew into, I think that's 2-4. This is a dammed up lake and river. That was a nice place to go. And if you travel right down over here, there's like a little cafe. Oh, there you go. Thanks. For some reason it didn't work with me, but it worked with you.
There it is.
There you go. Otto, thanks for throwing the helmet. We're about 250.
I'll go back to the passengers.
I think we're pretty stabilized. So let's go look at the cabin here. Here we go. Oh, no, we're not. All right, bring it down just a little bit. And that's the thing, it's like manual throttle on this unless you put the E2 in. Alright, so anyways, here's the flight deck. It's pretty nice. You cannot get to the circuit breakers. They're underneath this thing. There's your oxygen mask, which you cannot pull out and do the test on. But you know, it is what it is. It's not really needed. Alright, let's go in the back. Here we go. Oh, we got a kid right there. And some passengers. Actually, I have 5 people on board. What happened there? I said 3. But I guess we're full. And then they have the John here. This is one thing about the this versus the Vision Jet. This has a bathroom, so you can literally do your business right in there. So yeah, I don't know if that's supposed to be showing clouds because I think that's a mirror and it's just kind of going through the wall. But obviously the bathroom's not the place to hang out in the sim. So. There you go. One man's in a suit. We have a kid on vacation. We have like 2 business ladies and this guy who's just along for the ride. So, emergency exit. Don't push that. But yeah, it's pretty cool. My speed's doing pretty good because I always overspeed on this because I get close. Now I'm okay. Now I just want to line myself up in the back of the seat so I have a good viewpoint here. Give me a second. Gotta go higher. Over. And right about there. That's better. What'd I forget? Oh, did I? Is that what I did? I'm also going through Restream. Yeah, that's why. Oh, thank you for letting me know. Alright. It's going pretty good. We're almost at Hartford already. 2nd checkpoint. And you can see that there's a little snow out here, but Hartford should be right down here. The old Pratt Whitney factory, I think, is this thing. I'm not positive on that. Everything does look different here at flight level 320 than we're used to, especially in real life. It never flies high, obviously. Planes I fly only go to like maybe 14, 15,000 at most. There's Hartford. Hartford Brainerd right over here. That's the airport I did land in real life. But we're going to Hartford VOR, which is a little south. kind of cool to see the snow and where it is and where it's not. You know? This thing has pretty good range too. Cirrus Vision Jet has obviously less range, only one jet engine. But that's it. It's pretty easy to fly. Controls all the lights. Landing lights still on. I'll leave it on. I like it for it. Get some more visibility. Strobe on, beacon on, nav on, recognition off, taxis off. So nothing you have to touch there. We're going to our third waypoint now, which is Hauling VOR. And that's outside Poughkeepsie, New York. I had to say that right. We're going to Jet Pilot Cinnamon Land. It's right near him, where I took the Skyliner. Kind of miss flying in real life, but we're saving some money. And I am building up a cache of merch. And again, not just Eric Flight merch, but flight sim related merch. So it's not just me glorifying my channel. But I'm doing that so I can raise more money for flying for real. Not that I'm broke, it's just that Christmas hit us pretty hard, so my flight money went there. And I will be rebuilding that because I get paid every month on YouTube videos and stuff. But more business ventures to come, I guess. And when that becomes a reality, because I want to have a good selection before I release anything. I guess I could show you a little bit. Good Fixings, you've seen one of the mugs. I can show you a little bit of what I got going on. And we should be good. Hopefully people will like it, think it's fashionable and want to buy something. But, you know, that'll support me and my real world flying goals as well as flight sim buying stuff goals. I do want to get a Vernio TPM, which costs like $900. Tried to buy one used, but no one has anyone. No one has it used. So, yeah, it's too windy though. It was gusting to 30, 39 on the Cape today. I had a plane booked for this afternoon, but I canceled it 2 days ago. It's too cold and too gusty. My limit, when it gets to about 20 knot gusts, that's when I start thinking about it. And I've flown over 20 knot gusts. It's not worth it. It bounces you around a lot and stuff. So, especially if you're taking passengers, you don't go, you know, with gusts unless they know what to expect, you know. But I'm still current, so the last flight I took was December 28th, so I have 90 days after that to fly passengers. But my night currency is over, so I have to do 3 landings at night if I'm going to do any passengers at night. So, which isn't hard to do. I usually just take any plane from Plymouth, go to New Bedford, go get some dinner there at the airport grill, and then I wait for it to get to that time to count night landings, and then go back to Plymouth and do 3 landings. It's pretty cheap compared to what else you do. But can't see much for scenery here. It's all clouded up here over Hartford, Connecticut. Actually, I was wrong. You can see some stuff. I forgot, but there are clouds basically everywhere. The wind was howling, dude. In my house here, it's like it sounded really bad against the house. So, and they lost power in some place in Massachusetts. So, but I have some auditions for my band kids tomorrow. I have to go to. So that's gonna be interesting too, because it's supposed to be like frigid cold, and I think it's still gonna be windy. I bought a heated vest, one of those USB heated vests from a cheap Chinese app called Temu. The thing works pretty good, you know. Kind of bought it because we haven't had a lot of winter days up here, but it's pretty good. All right, so we are over Bristol, Connecticut, and we're making our way towards Poughkeepsie, New York. We're going to be right over the border when we take that turn. So we'll be in New York and then take a turn to the left towards the Huguenot VOR, just near Middletown, Port Jervis, New York. But we'll be passing over New York Stewart. Again, that's where Jet Pilot Cinnamon is. So, give a shout out to Jet Pilot Cinnamon while we're here. So if you're looking for some good flight sim action from a real world airline pilot, check out Jet Pilot Cinnamon on Twitch. Also founder of the Virtual USA Flying Club that Good Fixings and I belong to. So we should be there in about an hour, 50 minutes or so. We'll be burning the midnight oil here on the East Coast, but I wanted to get a flight in. I'm working hard on merch all day. And I guess I will show you some of the merch, but don't have to tell me your opinions or anything on it, because I'm not even close to done. But, and not only that, you can't buy anything right now anyways, because I'm going to set it all up first. But I can show you what it kind of looks like, so that people are watching the stream here. And there's a lot more to make, basically. So I'm not just going to say, like, oh, here's one t-shirt you can buy, make it the whole thing here. Sure. This is all of my editing here, but basically it'll be like this, and we have like 2 or 3 main designs. This is self-explanatory. It's a nice shirt. It's pretty much a novelty. I'm not making much profit on anything, just a little bit on each one. But I'm really proud of this mug. This is the one that you saw in the Virtuosi Flying Club. Here's the front. And I'm probably gonna might start talking about flight, so it's not just flight sim. I might make a different model of that. And on the back is some silhouettes of airplanes and helicopters and stuff. I thought that was pretty cool. We also have, this is on a lot of designs here. I took that mug design and put it on a hoodie. If everyone wants to load, that is. It's not loading. Alright. You might, oh, it did. So there you go. It has the silhouette in the back. I put it a little bit lower, so if you put the hood down, you can see a lot more of it. So I thought that was cool. It comes in various colors. Isn't it? And it's simple, but it's cool. Yeah, I like it too. So, and of course we're getting that VATSIM Unicom thing, so let me see what I can do with that. I doubt I can do anything with that. There's no volume switch on this either, I don't think. Let me know if there's a volume switch on this. Audio and radios. Mute settings, no. Clicks off, no. That's the music. Speaker, microphone. Come on. There's no volume, is there? Well, you know, when it gets released, feel free to support. I'll probably just send you one, to be honest with you, seeing that you do so much for me. So, when everything becomes real, I'll let you know. That's what I'll say. Is this a volume switch? Is there any type of volume switch here? I don't think there is. I think we're stuck with this. So that's just controlling the map. Well, that sets the radio frequency. No. Alright, so we're going to do the cheating here. You ready? That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to my mixer for Windows, and I'm going to turn down that thing. And then, what we're going to do is we're going to put some ATC emulated on here. So I'm going to load up my FS ATC chatter, and I'm going to say that we're on there with center. Once it loads, of course. Kind of like it. Gives a little more authenticity. Come on. Let's go. Connect already. There you go. Center. And it's 3,437. Actually, I just got. Oh, I got to turn off that setting. That's right. Do not automatically determine. Go to center. Yeah. So, like, I think I got some quality designs going on. Again, I didn't want to just do Eric Flight stuff, although I will have Eric Flight stuff. Like, I'm pretty proud of this mug. It's artistic. It's not just, you know, oh, it's Eric Flight brand. That's it. It does have my logo on the back, but it's artistic. It's from that time I got ready for the 1926 U.S. Airmail route. I made it artsy, I think. Put that on a T-shirt without the Eric Flight logo. Put it with the Eric Flight logo. I've had these keychains forever because I just never really got to selling them, so I have a lot of those. This is the one that was requested the most, I think, out of all of them. That is the You're on Guard with KGRD. So you might remember it when we're monitoring guard. We usually do this. You're on guard with KGRD. Meow. Well, now you can eventually order the official T-shirt with the same thing on it, and it looks pretty cool. It comes in different colors. so you don't have to buy white, you know, but it's there. Yeah, I think it's pretty nice. And then also deciding more. This one, I don't know about this one. We have stickers too, if you want to think of stickers. It's kind of cool. But this one is the Beechcraft Bonanza. Again, inspired by things we do on the channel here. So you might remember this from when I did fly the Bonanza. We're on our way to Huguenot, VOR, by the way. We just crossed into New York. But anyways, I love that little thing there. So I made a 4-panel t-shirt. It has the various stages of burning of the paper to open up to Bonanza. So I thought that was kind of cool. I don't know how people will take to that, but you know, I'm just designing stuff in general. We also have the just full-out Bonanza. I thought that was pretty cool. And yeah, that's where I'm at right now. I got a lot more things I'm making. I want to get a lot more designs there before I do this. Oh, I love my description on the remove before flight shirt. To watch this. Simple and to the point while emulating the flight streamer used to attract attention to things that you matter. You will matter to everyone while wearing this. I think I said that wrong, so I'll have to look that over. Especially while flying or as a passenger while flying. I don't think TSA or flight marshal will remove you from a commercial flight, but I can't guarantee that either. We all know it's because it's to remove things on the plane, but I thought that was funny. We're at your own risk while also sending a bold statement. And then again, all profits will help fund my future of real-world flying and flight sim products that I buy that I use on stream. So, but simple but cool. That's what I'm thinking on that one. All right. Anyways, enough of that. That's not available at this time. I'm just trying to show you what the plan is, and just keep adding stuff there, and hopefully people will support. It'll just be more money to fly in real life with and buy stuff with on the flight sim. So that's the goal. And I'm trying to keep the prices down too. I'm not just trying to like charge a lot of money. I made sure it's under another streamer's pricing because I make enough but don't want to jip anyone, you know. But good fixings. If you really want one of those remove before flight shirts, I can probably just hook you up because honestly you've done so much for me. So when it becomes live and I get everything going, if you want one, I'll get you one. I'm just letting you know that now. So I'll contact you when everything's going. We're gonna do that. So if you really want one, I'll get you one. Least I could do for your. Oh, I'm gonna do that. You subscribe to me all the time, anyways. I still made out. I'm just being funny. Sorry, my nose is running lately. What's going on? Yeah, you subscribe like every month when you don't have to, so it's the least I could do. So I'll get you one once the store opens. I'll just message you on the Discord. We'll go from there. All right, well, we're on our way. We're crossing the Hudson now. You can't really see it. New York is that way. New York City, that is. The Hudson's right below us, but look at those clouds. Wow. We're right over Hudson Regional Airport. Can't see that either. And then over here would be New York Stewart, somewhere over here. Yeah, I got some more designs coming. I want to load up that store so people have a big choice of stuff to pick from. And that way, maybe it'll fancy someone's interest to support the channel, but you have something cool to wear, not just like, oh, I'm just going to support by buying this Eric Flight shirt. And once you have a wide range of things to pick from that aren't just Eric Flight. So. I might get one of those removed before flight shirts myself. I gotta be honest with you. So. Alright, so Manhattan down there. That's a nice picture, actually. I'm gonna get rid of that Microsoft East Server traffic. Take a picture of that. But, yeah, we're looking pretty good. So we make our way out to Pittsburgh. Got some more traffic out there, contrails. My Actual flight simulator. East sir. I'm surprised we don't have a lot more traffic, but we don't. Rural time 11:49, excuse me, on the East Coast there. In the sim, we are 14, about 14:45 Zulu. So what's that make it? 9:45? No, 9:45 in the morning. No, 11:27. 11:27. Listen, -5. Doing pretty good. Probably raise the volume on this so we can drown out that other thing. Alright, let's leave it like that. So I gotta hear it a little bit so I know when it's gonna be off there. But this VAT sim thing, would they just adopt real CTAF things? I mean, that'd be better. And I get that they're trying to have a CTAF for when there's no tower on. That's pretty much what I think they're doing it for. But nice view of Manhattan. But it'd be nice if they had a channel that didn't interfere with our weather.
Alright, we're looking at squad 2039.
And that's if it's realistic weather, because I don't know if it is or not.
79 and cruise, 1475.
Irving 014, contact center 121.37, ticket. Go 378, come back up one.
Alright, well, we're still on our way. We're almost at Huguenot, believe it or not. And that's right near Port Jervis, New York. I'll show you where we are on the VFR sectional. So we just got over New York Stewart, and we're making our way out here. They'll be over near Wilkes-Barre. Wilkes-Barre, is that what they say? Barry? Wilkes-Barre? Barre? And, Scranton, Pennsylvania there. Where's the border? I don't really see the border here. Wilkes-Barre. Anyways. Nothing but clouds. It is supposed to be a little clearer, I thought, in Pennsylvania. Let's take a look at Sky Vector here. So we are it's Providence, past that, to Huguenot right now. And as you can see, if we go to VFR, it'll give us the little METAR. So that's what Barry, it's gusting to 29 in real life. See what I'm saying? So it's VFR, but it's overcast there at 4600. And Penn Valley there, it's 310, 9 gusting to 16. That's better. 10 square miles scattered at 55.
Yeah, 35 is going to have torque tonight for us.
University State College there is scattered, so we should be able to see the ground a little better. So it does clear up. What's this thing? Moderate turbulence. There's moderate to severe turbulence out here because of the wind. What is it at Plymouth where I took off in real life? Gusting 23. So it died down a little bit. This is where you get a lot of the winds right here. They're getting snow in Provincetown. And no wind data there. Chatham gusting to 31. That's what it was like all day. It was like 31, 30. It was 39. 40 at Falmouth right there. It's on the coast. So yeah, that's why we don't fly GA in this weather. That's why I decided to do the HondaJet tonight. So it is what it is. Pretty bad. What's our headwind here? 120 knot headwind. Oh my god. Might have been better to look at the winds aloft, but I didn't do that, so I'm just going to stay here.
Straight contact center 121.37.
I don't know if it'll be much better. So it says we're going to be there in about another hour, so that's not bad. I didn't look at the charts to calculate my true airspeed either. That's pretty fast. We're almost 300 knot ground speed, even though we have 121 knot headwind. Does that make sense in a way? I guess. Yeah, that does make sense, actually. True, I think it's around 500 something knots, if I remember right. And we're turning to Wilkes-Barre. Be a I'm going to say Barry. I think that's how you pronounce it. Eyes been bugging me all day. I've had eye drops. I went to school and taught. I've got the eye drops at home. My eye was like killing me. Get through things. Got 3 different brands of eye drops here. We got the lubrication. We got the redness relief, which I don't want to use because it gets worse if you use it over and over again. And then I have the sodium chloride 5%, which is for my injury from 2 years ago. So it seems to work, and I think that's part of what this is. I got a rose bush in my eye, and then I got this thing called recurrent corneal occlusion. It's been awesome, and I don't want the surgery for it. They basically go there and do that, but it was getting better, and then it just got irritated last night. So, but then it goes away usually within hours. But today it's been lingering on a little bit. We'll be all right. And it is clearing a little bit over there, at least. Let's go look at what it looks like to be a passenger in this thing, shall we? Let's pretend I'm this young dame over here. And right up there. Oh, hey, whoa, eyeball. Eyeball. Okay, so anyways, here's the view from the passenger seats. It's pretty cool. It's cool to see these views. Oh my God. That's a tongue. That's an eyeballs and tongue and an ear. And that is a scary look. Oh my God. Anyways. Whoa, Halloween came early. Let's go to the middle window, shall we? Sorry to invade your space, miss. There you go. Pretty good out there. Yeah, that's pretty scary. Things that make you go, like this. Where is it? Come on. Where's my emoji? Can't find it. Oh, expand this then. Maybe that's what it is. Oh, yeah. Things that make you go, There you go.
5241, correct wrap.
Pretty nice views. Oh, hello, miss. Sorry. Didn't mean to get in your face there. How you doing, son? Can I offer you a beverage? Perhaps a frosty ice cone, which ice cream cone, which I don't know where all that is. These are some type of storage here. I can't remember because I was watching videos on the HondaJet. But you know what that is? That's the door. So again, the bathroom right through these doors. So remember, son, if you need to go, that's where you go. Okay. All right. Someone's got to fly the plane. Line myself up again. Higher. And a little bit more back. And we're good, right? Yeah. A little off center. I get anal about that. I don't know why. But I do. Alright, to our left, where you see that stuff, that's looking towards the Delaware River. So I don't know if you can see the Delaware River. But you might. Somewhere to our immediate left. So, do you see a river there? It's the Delaware. Crossing the Delaware, like Washington.
5747, Roger, climbing same flight level 340.
I do not see the Delaware. This could be it right here. So, I don't know if you can see that. It's kind of hard with the haze. And down that way would be Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, coming up down over there somewhere. Probably over here. Maybe not. That might be East Stroudsburg, Pennsylvania. Not in the distance. But anyways, we are on our way to Pittsburgh. Should have brought in a VIP tonight. I gotta get more VIPs. I'm thinking about making jet pilots sit him in a VIP to be in the cockpit with me. I think that'd be cool. But again, I want his permission before I do it. I don't want to just put him on. Put a pair of Bose 820s on him. Like I do with everyone in the VIP section.
Kilo Charlie. Bye-bye, guys. Good day.
Nice views. Flight level 320.
Hello, Falcon 108 Kilo Charlie, 30.7, descending 240. Falcon 108 Kilo Charlie, been a roger, good afternoon. Been a maintain for level 190. Continue to 190, 0 KAGC.
If you could get a Cessna to fly up here, it'd be going backwards right now. Most likely.
108 KAGC. Go ahead, sir.
Even at full
Yeah,
throttle.
when we get down into your sector, can you see
If
if
it
direct
could go that
pressure would be
fast.
available?
You have to do all the science on
Which
that.
sectors are you looking for?
Alright, let's take a look at where we are in the
Okay,
whole
bye.
grand scheme of things, shall we? Nope, that's not what I was looking for.
745.
I was looking
108 Kilo
for...
Charlie, direct Fisher. Thank you, direct Fisher.
Is it map? No, it's flight plan. Flight plan. Flight plan options. Show on map. So we're about halfway there or so, right? Yep, according to the gold bar at top 2, we're halfway there. Alright, so I'm going to use a couple more eye drops here. And I'm going to turn auto on so I can do that in silence and not have to bug all of you while I put drops in my eye. So I will be right back, but I'll be here once we're behind auto. So stay tuned.
Endeavor 4912, contact center 134.3, please. 34.3, thanks for your help today. 34.3, no problem. After that, you can 4912. Good as well, thanks. American 2323, center, welcome, sun maintain, level 340. 340, American 2323.
American 2320 with you, leading 250 on the J52, runway 27.
American 2320, you took the company's frequency change there. Contact center on 123.
Coming back. Here we go. Sorry about that.
American 2320.
Just have to make sure my eye is properly taken care of here. Oh my god. Stingy. That's what it is. Stingy eye. I got a stingy eye. Anyways, let's take a look outside. I'm coming up on Wilkes-Barre, but can't see anything. It's all clouds. It's underneath these clouds here. To the south, though, it's looking a little bit more decent. And out there would be Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, way in the distance. So. Contrails are pretty cool on this too, huh? It's nice to see that.
Manor 7290, contact call center 124.12. 12, Manor 79.
Right, should be in Pittsburgh in about an hour and a half. How are we doing on fuel, by the way? 530, 530, 30, 1470 total. Fuel flow per an hour is 517, right? So I got like a little less than 3 hours.
American
That makes
372,
sense.
center welcome direct to Monza. Direct to Monza.
And we'll be turning to the left pretty soon to our next VOR, which is Milton. That's near Danville.
5398, contact center 121.3.
How do I know Danville? I don't know why. Sounds familiar. It's gonna be near the Susquehanna, maybe? Yeah, so that's the Susquehanna River we're gonna cross out the distance. And I remember that from the airmail kind of remember. Is oh, there you go. Microsoft Flight Simulator with the weather again. Oh boy.
745, looking for lower.
Well, that was interesting. Thank God it didn't,
745, yep,
crash the
just
plane.
clearing traffic, just maintain level
That's
240.
the thing there.
Descendant, flight level 240, Delta 745.
On Avere, I update the charts. If you go to the FAA website, it should have the newest charts there. Let me see if I can get you a link. Give me a second. FAA chart. It's near the chart supplements there. It depends where you're flying. Flight info, digital, there's the chart supplements.
Delta 10 Kilo Charlie contact.
VFR, do you want IFR charts?
123.75, 2375, that's today. 2375.
IFR charts would be here. I don't know if they do, yeah, I mean they update it every month or so, but yeah, go there, and then on the bottom it's a 56-day set. So, the last release was December 29th, 2022. The next one will be February 23rd. And that should take you through everything. They sell those as books, but you can download them as PDFs online. Because again, we live in America where the taxpayers pay for stuff. In Canada, you have to buy them, I believe. So, everything's there on the left. They'll say digital products. But literally, you can just download anything on that. Changes would be there, and also the note tabs. So, literally, that's usually what we have, and then you check the notes for any like big changes. But hey, it's starting to clear up here. Wilkes-Barre to our right here, so let's see if we can see it. Yeah, I can kind of see it. It's down there. Got some snow to the north.
Route 1653, contact center.
But like, I haven't bought a chart supplement since I did my check ride, because everything's on my tablet now, you know. But it's nice to have the the printed copies for when you do your check ride, so you can point stuff out and tab it and this and that. It's a little bit better. I didn't use a tablet on my check ride, so. Alright, right below us. Scranton, Wilkes-Barre.
Center, welcome, and you are clear direct to
That's a nice picture. I should take a picture of that. I think of the Scranton Wilkes-Barre baseball minor league affiliate because they used to play in the Pawtucket Red Sox, which are now the Woo Sox. They're out of Worcester now. But their stadium should be somewhere down there. That might be it right there, to be honest with you.
4696 is going to maintain till 240.
Yeah, look at all those clouds. It's been like that all day. Now it's starting to clear out, so that's pretty cool. Alright, when we get to the Phillipsburg VOR, we start thinking about our descent. Just still going to be 100 nautical miles out, so. Did that help at all, good fixins?
American 372, descend to maintain level 320. 0 American 372. Blue Tree 5670, descend to maintain level 260.
I get, yeah, Notams, I can save you the website for the real world Notams if you want. Give me a second. I'll send you where I look for them when I fly for real. Is this it? Yeah, alright. This is real world where you look for NOTAMs. And obviously you'd call for a briefing if you really want to, or you do a briefing online and it gives you all the NOTAMs. But this is usually where I get a quick check there on that website. And it'll just update you on like if a procedure changed or if it's not valid. Stuff like that. Alright, well, it seems to be clearing up big time. Nice to see. How's my speed? Because I never know with the weather. Pretty good. An hour and 18 minutes to go.
Center 48, enter Tango, Center Roger, and maintain VFR, let's go with the Rome altimeter 305.
This is my favorite view, show and map, and it kind of shows us. Yeah, not bad. Actually, top of descent. It even calculates top of descent for you. So here you go. Wow. Was I right to think about it after? Yeah, after Phillipsburg. Yep. So pretty cool. All right. Everything being automated makes it easy.
Maintain 190, please. 398. You just cross Quins at maintain for level 190, please. Cross Quins at 190, please. 398. Thank you.
All right. And that river in front of us is the Susquehanna there. That was a big visual point for the old airmail pilots back in the day. But I got vacation coming up in about 2 more weeks. So I hope to do something as a series that I'm thinking the pirate flights, the pirate-inspired flights in the Caribbean, but I'll have to work on that. So but we have some ideas, like I said before, previous streams. I have it all in the Discord. We might do the 1918 first U.S. airmail route now that the Jenny's available. So I'll have to fly that a couple more times. We have to fly the St. Lawrence River. We're going to do that. Memorial flight to Dallas. I have to decide when to do that. That's for my brother who passed away this summer. He lived in Dallas, so I want to do a flight for him. We have Star Trek pilgrimage flights. All this stuff is like kind of planned. It's just not. It's a matter of when. Pirate adventure flights are going to fly all around the Caribbean, so I'm thinking about starting that during further vacation. If not, I'll do the 1918 first U.S. airmail routes. The VinFizz flights we're going to hold off hopefully until September. I'm going to try to follow the exact day that Calbraith P. Rogers did it back in 1911. And we might revisit the 1926 U.S. airmail route, but we're not going to do it as a marathon this time. We're going to do it like 1-2 flights at a time. So that way it spreads it out. I don't get injured again. Yeah, that was dumb. So I hope that helped you out with everything, because that's where I would look on for real life if I didn't have the stuff on my tab. Although the no tabs I'd search just like you did. So.
372, contact center 123.75.
And then on the briefings, the official word. But that seems to be pretty good. Still is updated pretty well. Look at this beautiful scenery here in Pennsylvania. Very nice.
4947, contact center 135.32.
Coming up on Danville.
Endeavor 4668, that arriving.
Which is going to be right. Oops. Hello. It's going to be right over here. I believe. Give me a second there. Yeah, that's it. So Danville's over here. Yep. The Susquehanna River.
Good afternoon, quarter 947, flight level 250, direct Albany.
I think the imagery looks even better from up here. I gotta be honest with you, it's nice.
Heavy, good afternoon, inbound, Sigoni level 340. Airport
Yeah.
124,
Alright. Well, what specifically you're trying to find, I'm not like frustrated or anything. I just want to know exactly what you want. Is it the published changes? Because that would be the updated IFR charts and chart supplements and all that stuff. So, but on the left they have more. They have coded instrument flight procedures. The chart supplements are obviously about the airports.
210. Flight level 210, 431.
VFR charts obviously you don't need. Oh, I get what you're saying. Yeah, I don't really know where to get that, to be honest with you. It's basically just updated and then they publish in the note tabs if they take it off early or whatever. That's what I understand at least. That's again why you check note tabs every time you fly. You can see how it changes. Like the one time I went to Chatham and it was early in my private pilot days and I landed there, but I didn't know they tore up the taxiway and there was only like, the back taxi. Yeah, that's what I learned to make sure you check the note tabs. I mean, it wasn't a big thing because no one was landing there after me. They would have had to do a go around. So. All right, starting our turn to Phillipsburg, and then we're starting a descent over there. I didn't turn off the seatbelt sign, but that's okay. overflag the Susquehanna River. Pretty soon, you're seeing Lewisburg, Pennsylvania, right there.
Blue Streak 5670.
Again, I just think those notes would be on the note tabs. But that, I could be wrong. So.
35-7, U2, Blue Streak 5670.
And we seem to have gotten rid of that AWAS or whatever it was. So I'm just going to crank this up now. You can hear the jets flying. So good.
Delta 813, countdown center 123.75. Good.
That way would be Williamsburg, Pennsylvania over here somewhere. Penn Valley Regional. There.
Countdown center 135.7. Good. 1357 for the air transfer. 419 traffic center 134.3.
Pretty cool though. Huh? I love the views from this. Look at this. Clouds clear away and look at that view. Beautiful. Right, next big city we'll see is Bellefonte, and that would be one of the first stops on the USA Railroad. So, from 1926 at least, that's where the airman pilots landed first when departing from New York. They went all the way out to here. So, imagine if they had jets back then. They probably wouldn't have to risk their life as much, and we're leaving the snow behind us too.
Good afternoon, Global November 627, Julie Whiskey's with you, flight level 248, climbing flight level 360. 627, Julie Whiskey, roger.
Right.
4947, descend and maintain flight level 240.
Hour to go, about an hour to go.
40, 4947.
Embraer 4696, do you want to stay on flight plan route for weather, or is it a fuel thing?
It's for fuel for Jet 4696.
Roger. Cobra 431, fly heading 180, vector climb.
Hey, flight 81, 18 up above 431.
No parachute on this thing either. Aviation Jet still has the parachute. So. And it also has an auto land system, where this one doesn't either. So they're trusting the pilot on this one. Not that the auto land works in the simulator, but if it hasn't.
Delta Point 1028, affirmative, descend and maintain flight level 270 now, 27. Tower 37, 31, China Center 133.42, 3342, good day.
United 85. United 85.
Are you going to need us to cross Hannah 24?
United 85, cross Hannah, flight level 240.
Hannah 240, United 85.
Alright, that's him. Just double checks. I haven't checked. Nope. Bradley Tower, Washington Ground, Chicago Center, Cleveland Central we'd have to look out for, but they closed down too. So here's our route for tonight so far. So we departed Plymouth, IFR clearance right out of there. Flew over Providence, flew over Hartford, Hartford, Orleans. And pretty much I've been going out here. Now we're out here, Pennsylvania, all the way to Pittsburgh, out there. So. If I was a millionaire, though, I wouldn't mind buying a Cirrus jet, getting the type rating and being able to fly that everywhere. It's about, I forget how much they said it was. It's a little cheaper to operate than this. This is $5 to $6 million for this jet, whereas a Cirrus will run you about $2.5 million, maybe $3 if you trick it out. I mean, I'd be happy with just like a 172. Yeah, I know what you mean about the auto throttle. Yeah, but they do have it. Like, I'll show you. If you go to Sim Options, you turn on the E2 mode. That's the auto throttle. And then literally the tab's right here. See what I'm saying? It's a manual. Go to FMS, and then it sets it to what it needs to be. But it's set to flight management system. It's not even set to what it is. So it does that all automated too, you know. But I like doing manual myself. So. Yeah. But it's selectable, so that was kind of cool that they left it in there. But again, I mean, you have to turn off the flight director, I guess, if you want to do it, you know, by yourself. Let's try that, actually. I'm going to mess something up here. So auto throttle, manual, right? And it should stay there. Let's see if it goes down if I do this.
Maintain level 330 best rate. Okay, heavy 180, flying flight level 330 for bumper 31.
Is it controlling the throttle? No, it's not. Alright, well anyways. It's not doing anything. So I guess it does have to stay at FMS. Turn flight director off. I guess you can do it if you weren't on flight director. Let's put it that way. Don't leave it on manual. That's probably what you'd have to do.
Down to 200, that's 7, who will go for requesting 390.
It's not that hard once you set it, but I get what you mean because I was kind of missing it when I first started flying this. I was like, where's the auto throttle? Got some traffic down there. I saw a light. I don't know where it went, but it was down there. Oh, it's loading scenery. Cool. And that's State College, Pennsylvania, I believe. Maybe. And Bellefonte, which is north of that. Let's get a little view up here. Yeah, some Penn State's down there and stuff. State off to our left. I don't know if you can see it or not. Could be this. No, that might be the campus. Not really familiar. Penn State. Kind of interesting. We do have traffic right there. See that? Right there. What's that airport? That's Bellefonte. Or is that University Park? I think that's University Park. Bellefonte then should be just a little north of it over here. that's where I landed. I see there when I started doing my thing. Somewhere over here, I think. Oh, we're right over Bellefonte, Pennsylvania. Penn State over there. That's flexing.to data. That's why it looks a little different. I go with it. So. And we're gonna have to start thinking about our descent here pretty soon. So. See that top descent's right there. And we'll do it in stages. We're gonna go right down to 10,000, and then also get some weather at Allegheny County. I think I just got some scenery for this. So let me double check actually. See what the scenery is gonna be tonight. I think it's it's FSX scenery, so it's not like gonna be the world's most prestigious scenery, but we'll see what it looks like. And that's another reason why I picked Allegheny. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that. But who thought we'd be here? Flight Sim. Like satellite imagery and Google at that, because I like Google better than Bing. That's just me. I remember flying Flight Sim 2000 and thinking it was amazing. Flight Sim 98 is where I started though, and I thought that was amazing too back in the day. Well, look where we are now. This is just spectacular. And I don't know. Actually, this guy. What the heck? That has to improve. Let's put it that way. That weather is crappy. Microsoft has to do something about transitioning. Because look, I'm over speed right now and all that. Probably gonna die. No, I'm kidding. I'm not gonna die. But that shouldn't be happening. That is a big bugger when the weather transition changes. But imagine where we might be on the next version of Microsoft Flight Simulator, if there is one. Like, what do you think would be in the future of Flight Simulator? Better weather, maybe. Very localized weather. Seasons, which I hope that they get seasons sometime soon. I don't know where they are on that. I know they're supposed to be looking into it, but all right, we're gonna be making our descent soon. We'll send Allison's command out there for that, and we'll move on with that. We are now descending somewhat south towards Johnstown, Pennsylvania, and then we'll be going right into Allegheny, which is underneath the Class Bravo for Pittsburgh International. So I figured that'd be more realistic because I want to go to Pittsburgh International if I can go there instead. All right, man, you take it easy. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I get to do band auditions, but they're not till the afternoon, so I get to sleep in a little bit. But you are most welcome here anytime, sir, and thank you so much for what you do. And when I open up the store, when I feel it's ready to open, I'll get you one of those shirts. So I'll DM you on Discord. You deserve it, my friend. So thank you. Oh, the monkey's coming out of the zoo. Wow. Thank you. All right. Oh boy. All right, let's get this set up. We're going on 10,000 feet. Reduce the throttle, and we'll do the vertical speed down in a second. So right, throttle down, vertical speed. We're going to descend at about 2,000 feet or so. Keep an eye on speed and down to 10,000 feet.
Okay, with 3826, going to maintain 16,000.
16,000, 38.
Question is, should I use the ATC for Microsoft Flight Simulator to do this or not? Because I am on VATSIM, and if they log in any minute, I kind of have to go with them. But let's see who's on. Chicago Center, Jacksonville, Toronto, Toronto departure, Bradley Tower, Philadelphia ground, and that's about it. So that is not going to help us. That's where they are right now. That's where we are. We're going to Pittsburgh. However, there seems to be a bunch of flights coming out of at least flying over Pittsburgh area. So they must be flying all together because they're all from Washington National there. Yeah, that's where ATC is. But we've made quite a speed here. I'm just not used to this because I fly GA mostly. It's nice to see. All right, let's go. Let's get this thing down. This thing down to 10,000.
Skywest 870 uniform, descend upon description, maintain full level 200.
Should get an altitude. Oh, I never sent Allison. I'll just say descending. There you go.
Ladies and gentlemen, as we start our descent, please make sure your seat backs and tray tables are in their full upright position. Make sure your seat belt is securely fastened, and all carry-on luggage is stowed safely and securely in the aircraft. Thank you.
Let's get the ATIS from Johnstown to get the pressure reading I'm going to need to switch to. It's COM 2. I should probably do it on this touchscreen. COM 2 is going to be 118.
3826, 11 miles from Woku.
325. Transfer over. Let's monitor that. Hey, what's up? Yeah, save lots of money. I paid it as I went, and it took me a while. But so where are you? Did you do Discovery flight or anything yet, or what's the plan basically? What plan of action are you taking? That's where you got to start there. 3051. I'll write that down. Fort Worth, Texas. I actually just got out there this summer. Not due to good conditions. My brother lived down there and he passed away down there, but I was down there this summer. I would say the biggest thing is plan to try to do at least 2 flights a week if you can, cost-wise. And up here in the Northeast where we are, the weather affects us a lot more probably than you. But if you do twice a week, you're probably going to get it done in a timely manner. If you're like me and have wife and kids and stuff, and you started out with making some money but not tons, you will take longer. Does that make sense? And most people will not do it in 40 hours, even though they say 40 hours is the minimum. Almost never happens. The nationwide average is about 70 hours. So plan for around there. Private pilot can be anywhere from, I'm going to take an estimate here, $10,000 to $15,000 to do. So, oh, that's cool. Yeah. Cool. Well, that's probably a better way of doing it. I just funded it all myself, but I make YouTube videos to do that. And they kept getting money as I went. So if you get a secondary source of income, I don't know how old you are or what your situation is, but I started my private when I was 37, and I just got my master's degree because I work as a teacher in real life. So it was like, if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it now. But all right, yeah, I get what you mean. But yeah, that's how they keep the teachers going too. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, and that way they keep stocking with teachers, because honestly, most of the teachers, once they get close to that threshold of the hours they need for airlines, they end up leaving, and it's a revolving door. So try to get an instructor that fits you too. That's another big thing. With me, I had my coworker was the actual flight head flight instructor at my school. So there's no, like, if I started out with someone else, and he was good, but he was going for the airlines. So I knew that he probably wasn't going to survive with me. And he didn't. He left like 2 or 3 months later. then they switched me over to my friend from where I work, and did everything with him. So that's because he's an older gentleman and was already a retired teacher and airline pilot. So, but yeah, have a pool of money saved up. Know that not everything is going to be perfect all the time, and you're probably looking at 10 to 15,000. Depends on the rental rates and stuff at your school. It cost me a little bit more than that because I was taking my time with it. So, does this make sense? Are there any other questions? Just keep throwing them at me if you have any questions. Twice a week is kind of what you want to aim for if you can afford it. And that way you'll be consistent and get things done in a timely manner. So, all right, we're setting down to 10,000 feet now. We're almost at transition altitude. And I am getting back in the jet slowly while also doing GA on this thing because I haven't flown jet since my virtual airline days back in like 2001, 2002. So this has been kind of cool journey coming back to these jets. And that out there is Johnstown. So we're going to take a right at Johnstown and be on our way to Pittsburgh. So we do want to get down there. No, you don't have to be sorry. Just keep throwing questions at me if I can answer anything. I don't mind answering it because I do what I wish people did for me. But I ended up okay. I got what I wanted. It just took longer because I wasn't as consistent as someone could have told me to be. But I probably couldn't afford twice a week at first, to be honest with you. So I do about 3 to 4 flights a month when Christmas doesn't hit the family hard. So, oh, there's Microsoft flight weather here again.
Alpha 237, 10,000, pound, call 140,000. South 237, launch climb, level 230.
Alright, I'm going to try to set 8,000 now. Gotta be under 250 knots. But yeah, just keep setting the questions. I don't mind answering them at all. Just need attention when I start landing this thing. Alright, we're also going to plug in the weather. Excuse my eyes.
American 849, level 200.
To Allegheny County 12055. Are you looking to make it a career? That's the other thing, too. It sounds like you are, seeing that they offered you an interview for teaching. But even teaching, not that I am a flight instructor, but it's kind of like teaching guitar because I'm a music teacher, so I kind of get how that goes. All right, past transition altitude, we're 3015, I thought it was, right? No, 3051. Yeah, beautiful. But weather affects that too. Oh, okay. Yeah, so we have something in common there. I'm a guitarist, though. But I teach high school band mostly, and then I do music classes in the elementary to middle school and high school levels. I'm basically the band teacher for the little town I work in. But yeah, well, you're at a good age. The market's good for hiring pilots if you're going for a career. The problem is it's cyclical, so although it's good now, in about 5 to 10 years, you never know. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, again, 10 to 15,000, probably to finish everything if you're consistent, and twice a week, try to get the lessons on. If you could study for your written now, start studying for it, you'll be more prepared to take the written. But again, I took my time with everything. It took me like a little over 3 years to get my certificate, but that's because I took it nice and easy and couldn't afford twice a week lessons when I first started. So I think that's about it. And plan for 70 hours. That's about the average. It takes the average person to get a certificate. So, all right, we're about to be under 10, so I'm going to slow this thing down. Yep, you're in the same situation. Well, I mean, I had it in my teaching career. But I get what you're saying about performing. It's hard. You're in Texas, right? So you got it better than the Northeast because My friend plays drums in San Antonio, and there's at least a tourist crowd there and stuff, so you can actually get gigs all week long if you really work hard. But I get what you're saying. Also, make sure you get your medical. If you're going to become an airline pilot, make sure you get your first-class medical and make sure you're approved for that. If you're in any doubt, get a consultation. Don't go for the medical. Get a consultation if you're taking any type of meds or something that you're worried about. That might not be passed by the FAA. They have things online that tell you what is and what isn't accepted for medicines. So make sure you can pass the first-class medical to become an airline pilot. If you're just going to do commercial pilot, which is like, you know, regional, it's like little airlines or private gigs and stuff like that, then you only need a second-class medical, but make sure that you can pass that too. I have a third-class medical, but I'm probably going basic med because, again, I'm not making it a career. So it's easier for me, and it lasts for 4 years instead of 2. So, but you might as well make sure that you're good for the first-class medical to know that the career's ahead of you, and you might want to know what the first-class medical entails and medicines and health and stuff like that. So, because a lot of people will start the pilot training, not do the medical, have no clue about it, and then something popped up, can't get the medical, and then you literally can't solo or anything until you get that medical. So you could still fly with your instructor as a student, but you can't solo in the plane without that medical. And to get basic med, you'd have to pass a medical anyways the first time. So I've gone for 2 medicals already. So third class. After that, you can just get approved by your doctor as long as everything's good and basic med rules are followed. And then you're not going to be flying for hire though. So all right, crossing 10,000. We're under 250 knots. That's good to see. And we are about 11.5 minutes out at this current speed. So all right, I got to monitor that channel here, get some weather for Allegheny.
Allegheny Airport information, Echo 17000. Wind calm. Visibility
Calm.
Sky conditions, ceiling 4,800 feet overcast. Temperature, -1 dew point 10. Altimeter 30.59er. ILS runway 28 in use.
Runway
Landing
28.
and departing runway 28.
ILS.
VFR aircraft say direction of flight. All aircraft read back hold short instructions. Advise controller on initial contact. You have Echo.
Echo. Alright, we gotta set the 4,000.
Allegheny Airport information, Echo
I gotta look at my
17000.
chart pretty soon.
Wind calm. Visibility 10. Sky condition, ceiling 4,800 feet overcast. Temperature -1 dew point 10.
Good. ILS
Altimeter 30.59er.
28.
ILS runway 28 in use.
So let's see what this is. Oh, ooh, we're right on that. Okay, cool. I'm gonna put that in now. We're not gonna use the Microsoft Flight Simulator thing. We're just gonna put it in here. So procedure, approach, ILS 28, right? Yep. And we're gonna make the GUG-T thing there. Okay, load, activated. We're good to go. So it's only gonna fly that route, but I'm gonna take it off that as soon as I get there. It's very visual right now, so that's kind of cool to see. All right, let's look at our. We gotta be above 3,000 at GUG-T, so we'll go right down to 3,000 now. Let the autopilot fly that. It'll automatically set the heading, but it's supposed to be 101 degrees for a course. So I'll probably do that. Why didn't it do that? I don't know. Oh, because I have to set it up for the localizer. 109.1. That's my nav. It is set. I don't know if that did that automatically. It might have. Good there. Lighting is automatic, so I don't have to worry about that. Recognition lights went on. See, landing lights are on. Strobe, beacon, nav. 3059 when we get there. Set that here. also have I don't know how to set that here. Where's the course button? It's not going to touch it. So, if I set approach though, I think I will set it. We're not quite there yet, so we'll wait till we get to the localizer, which will show me over here that I'm there. 21 knot headwind, so that's why we're bouncing around a little bit. Oh, cool. All right. Yep. Are you military or a veteran at all? Because from what I understand, and I'm not a veteran, but from what I understand, they won't help you on your private, but they will help you on anything after that, like your instrument rating stuff. Oh, okay. Because a lot of military veterans think that, oh, they're going to help me on the private, and that's not what they do. They help you with the instrument and above ratings, like commercial and stuff like that. So, oh, it's a little bumpy here. It's going to be quite an interesting landing because of that. All right, we're getting down to 3,000. That's not on there yet, so you can see what I'm looking at. Here's the approach chart. 2,000 at KAGC, going down at a standard rate there. To Holdo, we should be about 2,500 above. And then, probably going to have a good visual on the runway. That's what I'm thinking. So, go around, missed approach. Climb to 2,000, climb left, turn to 3,000, direct AGC. Hold, continue climbing, hold to 3,000. I haven't done a hold in forever. I have to start doing this more often. I'm not going to do it tonight. It just seems like in the real world, they just try to get you in there, and they only hold you if you really have to. But when I did my IFR training, my instrument rating so far, which has been slowed down, but that's fine. Some practicing stuff here. We've been working on holds. That's one of the first things we do. And even he was saying, like, yeah, a lot of pilots kind of tend to forget some things about holds. GPSs usually show you where to go in real life, honestly. But you need to know if it's a parallel entry or direct, etc., etc. So that's the type of stuff I was getting down before my instructor had that surgery. So, and I'm not in a rush. I'm not in a career. So, but twice a week, my friend. Aim for twice a week. And that should keep you consistent. Down in Texas, you probably have a little bit better weather than the Northeast. So, you have a lot to contend with. Like today it was gusting to like 39 knots in some places. And I was maybe going to go flying, but I canceled it 2 days ago knowing that was going to be that windy. Alright, we're waiting to get over to KAGC. I'm also waiting for the ILS to kick in, which should be pretty soon. I took the tablet off. We're good. So I should be picking that up pretty soon. And it is blustery, even though it said calm. It's not looking calm right now over here, so get a little more throttle in there as well. Flap extension speed and gear extension speed is 200, so that's why you see the white there. And we should be there. Is it 13.3 nautical miles? That's it. I have 17 in my oh, that's the KAGC. I'm sorry. So yeah, from the airport, we're about 17 nautical miles. But we're all lined up for the runway 28. So, make things happen. I'll also call out Vat Sims on the Unicom. Which I am. Here we are. Low and slow. No snow here. Boy, we're hauling butt there, aren't we? Oh, that's because I'm way over speed. Hello. Yeah, that wasn't smart. Watch that throttle. It's supposed to be under 250. Yeah, and that's what I get for not having auto throttle. But that's alright. How are we looking now? Oh yeah, we're looking way better. I was like, I'm hauling butt here. That looks a little bit more normal. And we rocked around a little bit here. Alright, wish me luck on landing a jet, which I've never done in real life. But I did practice in the HondaJet a couple times before skiing tonight, so The other thing I would say as a private pilot, don't let people tell you that the sim is worth nothing, especially Microsoft Flight Simulator, because you get to see stuff like it is in the real world. So when you do your check ride and stuff, you'll be able to see like the visual checkpoints and stuff. It's better than X-Plane on that, at least. Flight dynamics here and there, nah. No, I'm not looking at the runway yet, but it's out there. Oh, there you go. Well, that's cool. Yeah, ground for me was free too. It was like basically free ground school for private, and then ground school pretty much for instruments through your instructor. Well, then you should get it done if you're doing it that well. That'll be consistent, and it's a Part 141 school because it has a curriculum, right? Excuse me, blowing my nose. It sounds like it's Part 141. Yep. So you gotta pass all these checks that they're gonna do as part of the curriculum. They won't let you go on unless you pass. It's kind of like a school. I did Part 61. So pretty much it was, he signed me off when he thought I was ready for things here and there. So. But yeah, if you're gonna do it that way, you might get it done pretty quick as long as you really practice. You know, the biggest difference between the sim and real world flying is you don't get the feel for the airplane in the sim. But you can get used to like where things are in the plane, like if you get the same model and it's the same electronics or whatever you got there. I mean, I fly mostly steam gauge, so I don't really do the G3000 in real life, believe it or not. But all right, we're over Gugti. And we should be on approach here. I'll just set it for approach. And take it off the nav. Ground speed. Alright, gears are going down. We'll also put a touch of flaps in. And that's the runway right there. So again, I'm going to take it off autopilot and do manual. I got visual. And we want to be eventually down to about 117. Going to the checklist here. So, seatbelts, passengers brief, blah blah blah, cabin signs expired, avionics are set, landing data confirmed, Ria's navigation confirmed, V speeds are down there. You can see it right down here. So I already got that calculated because I did the beginning of the flight. So I'm going to slow this down, get it in the center here. Airspeed should be about 110-ish or so, but again, the V-speeds have already been calculated. I haven't put in flaps yet. Your damper is disengaged. I will disengage it now. There you go. And full flaps. And wish me luck. We're going to slow this thing down and get it down there. Yep, no, I got you. Yep, that's part of the whole curriculum too. So you're probably paying a little bit more than me hourly, but that's because you have the 141, which for some people is good. But yeah, I got that. Well, there's pros and cons to every job, though. You're right. Pretty good. Allegheny County traffic. Vision Jet, American Foxtrot. Final. Runway 28 on the ILS approach, Allegheny County. And we're rocking this pretty good here, but I'm going to leave it right there. I'm going to turn off to our left, obviously, after. So pros and cons to every job. Just remember that. You know that as a musician, too, though. It's saying I'm low, because it's saying pull up, but honestly, it's not that bad right now. Alright. Throttle's out, a little fast. But yeah, just be consistent if you're going to make it a career, though. Get it done. Okay, throttle is out. I'm going to be a little bit longer on the runway, and I got winds coming galore at me here. We're in the middle. Right rudder. Come on, settle. We're gliding too much. Settle. Ooh, I kissed that runway. Speed brakes are on. And we're going to turn off to the left here on Gulf. And there you go. That was a pretty good landing for me in a jet, which I don't do in real life. Flaps up. I'll take that landing all day. Alright, now you know where I'm parking this thing. Let's just clear it first. Allegheny County traffic. Vision Jet, 9 Echo Foxtrot. Clear of runway 28, Allegheny County. Alright, we're on Gulf. We would call for ground, but we don't have ground here. The FBO is over there, near the terminal. So that's where we're going to go. And that's where general aviation parking is too. So that's what we're going to do. So I'll call it out. The thing here, this is scenery from FSX Scenery. It does help to get used to electronics or switching radios and the flow of how you do things. Yeah, like when I had to contact ACC for my private, seeing that I use VATSIM, I kind of knew already what was going on. And being a musician helps too, because you're used to being put on the spot. You know what I mean? So you know, being a musician helps because we're constantly used to being put on the spot for things. You know what I mean? Allegheny traffic, Vision Jet, 9 Echo Foxtrot, taxiing via Gulf Alpha to the FBO, Allegheny County. So yeah, you'll have to get over that. So it's like performing, to be honest with you. You know, because you perform, you have to do a landing, you have to make it well. You know, and so don't let people tell you being a musician is not worth it, because we have a lot of advantages over other people, if you ask me. But anyways, you could use the mouse and keys just to get the radio, but I'd get the full setup, because I mean, with me, this is how I'm practicing right now to keep myself in line, because I had a rough spending at Christmas here, so I've been able to fly for like a month in a week right now. So, but I mean, I like flight simming. I started flight simming anyway, so you know, I have a lot of things. So I do recommend over time maybe getting a yoke and stuff, but I don't know. I just find it useful. You know what I'm saying? All right. Let's go to the next one out actually, because I got to load up the 172 and I'll do like a flight on it here before I do it in real life, and I'll know what to look for and this and that. Like when I went to Laconia, New Hampshire, I knew there was a mountain on, there's like a big hill on the base leg and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So it would help to get the yoke. Just saying. But mainly what you're going to get out of the sim as a VFR pilot is, with Microsoft Flight Simulator at least, is you're going to see the real world like scenery, 'cause it's GPS. And that's kind of what you go by. You're looking out the cockpit as a VFR pilot. You're not going to get the feel of the plane at all. That you have to do at training. And let me just make sure I'm getting the FBO here. Yeah. Okay. We can go back here to the FBO. Somewhere back here. The terminal is over there. So this is probably the FBO corporate here. Yeah. So I'm going to go over there. Alright. I'm pulling right over here. But you'll be able to tune the radios, get used to looking at your frequencies, planning out a cross-country flight, because that's what you're going to have to learn how to do, and that's basically what you do on the check ride as well as the knowledge part. But what's this avionics school? Pittsburgh Aviation Animal Rescue Team. Ooh. Corporate here. Alright, we're going to turn this puppy around and park this way. But yeah, when my students who take band are like, well, what skills do I get out of this? I'm going to be like, well, when you go for a flight check ride, you're used to being under pressure and performing. All right, checklist. Descent, approach, landing, after landing, cabin signs as required. We could turn them off now. Wrong thing. Craft systems, no system controls, interior lights. Take those off. I don't hear the dings. I replaced the sounds, and I don't like it that way. Alright, cabin signs, engine, anti-ice as required. We can turn that off now. But you see what I'm saying? Like I'm seeing where things are right now. You can. I mean, you could also just... I didn't use the Sporties. I used the Gleam study manual, like the written, for the written. I also did, for the check ride, they have a book from ASA, and it's about the oral portion. And then I used very infrequently, because I learned a lot on the sim through just working on it. But I use very frequently the Jefferson handbook there. So, but I studied that Glee manual back and forth to do the written. And I got, you want to score as high as you can on the written, because then the check ride is usually a little easier. Because they're going to mostly focus on the subjects you didn't do well on in the written. Speed brake installed. RAT, which is retracted, I believe. Alright, flaps are up. They are. Trim set in green band. That would be over here. Not quite, so let's pitch that down. Oh, wrong way. All the way. I should have done that before I taxied, but that's okay. Alright, shutting down. Parking brake is set. There you go. Wheel chocks, we're not installed yet. Engine anti-ice is off. External. I'm not showing you any of this, am I? I'm looking at my checklist, not showing you anything. Thrust lever is to cut off, so I'm going to just pull these back. All the way. Let's go. Cut off. And that should end it, with the engines at least. Okay, cabin signs required, oxygen supply, we're going to pull off. That's this thing, pull that out. Parking brake I'm going to leave on for now, and the battery can go off. And that's it. It's going to say that I'm done. We flew about an hour and 43 minutes tonight. And let's walk around the plane, shall we? So here we are at Allegheny County, walking around our HondaJet here. I could open the cabin door and everything, but you know, it's just not worth it. We're gonna take the drone around. It's just faster moving around. But this is scenery from FSX Scenery here at Allegheny County. I just got this, so again, why we picked tonight. So let's get the drone camera out, and I'm gonna rotate it this way. I'm gonna turn on follow mode so nothing crashes. See what we got here. So this is the FBO over here, corporate here, I believe. It says at least. Fire stations there. Control towers here. This is just a class Delta, so. And there's someone there, and the observation deck about to fall out. Well, that's cool. They got some ATC people here. Very amateurish looking ATC. But one thing I always like doing is coming in here and seeing what the view looks like. See if I can slow this down just a little bit. There we go. So that's about the view from the tower there.
That's 70% off. You do have all the current weather notice for Coral Airport.
Affirmative. We have the minute weather.
Okay, I'm going to turn that off now too. So let me turn that off because the radios are off. You won't be hearing chattering. Okay, we'll go a little faster. Ooh, got some gliders on the field. That's pretty cool as well. Seems like runway 31 is closed. I wonder if that's closed in real life. Let's check the notables on that, shall we? System Global Church. Yeah, permanent. Nope. See construction graphic. EOR not usable. Yep, closed to jet traffic. Taxiway G. Oh, okay. Yep, closed. So it's closed from February 23rd. No, February 3rd. Just closed. Did it? Or maybe just they updated it. It's supposed to be closed till the 6th, 2023. That's what it says. Wow, they got the X's out pretty well in advance then on the simulator. All right, got some jet sounds here. Look at these gliders. It's pretty cool, huh? The only time I saw gliders was when I went out to what do you call that place in Connecticut there? It might come back to me, it might not. What's this place? Got some billboard signs here too. No clue what this building is. Wait a minute, there's a sign. Here's a oh, that's the go places. Okay. The flags would be nice to be animated if they could. And KO Largo, yeah, they just reuse those. Coca-Cola Southwest. But anyways, this is right outside Pittsburgh. Where is Pittsburgh from here? want to say it's around the river there. Oh, there it is. So that's how close we are, Allegheny County to Pittsburgh. Let's go check out Pittsburgh. I'm gonna turn off the tablet now so you can actually see everything. Sorry about that. Always do that. And I think this might be add-on scenery. It's freeware. Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I stayed out here when I was in high school one time. So, I have not flown over Area 51 in the sim. However, they do have an add-on for that, I believe. That's freeware. But, no, I haven't done it yet. Obviously, the other sims I did. Here's downtown Pittsburgh. And I forget what fort this was. I think it was Fort Duquesne or something. That's where the city was basically founded. Pittsburgh Pirates play there. Pittsburgh Steelers play over here. It's not bad. It's still kind of loading too, so it'll probably get a little bit better if you just stay here. Maybe, maybe not.
You're on guard, Whip.
That was cool. Oh, Digi, how's it going?
Meow.
How's it going, my friend? Looking at Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania right now. We just got done with our flight here. We're at Allegheny County, which is up the river this way. But, yeah, that's Pittsburgh, everyone. Going back to Allegheny County. Oh, Pittsburgh Penguins play at that rink right there. I don't know if you saw that. But we took out the HondaJet, and we had some fun. I also have something to show you, my friend. Let me see if I can have it loaded still. They're not able to be bought yet, and I'll probably get you one. Yeah, I know, but at least it just looks better to me, even though it's kind of off color. But I'm starting to make my merch, and guess what I have? You're on guard with KGRD t-shirts. They're not available yet. I'm just setting up the store. I'm getting a lot more designs of stuff. But you can order it in 5 different colors as of now, and I will be getting one of those shirts for you. I will be getting one of those. What color would you like when I get the store open eventually? And I'm not rushing with it. It's kind of like your scenery, so... We have white, we'll have black, we'll have dark heather, navy, and gray. So, I don't know what you'd like, but get back to me on that one. The store's not open yet. We're just working on merch. Very slow. Gray? Alright. So, I will look into getting you a gray one. But how are things? You're working with Raspberry Pi Pico? I never got into the Arduino Pi, Raspberry Pi stuff. Just never been good with soldering either. So, what's this plane? This is FSX scenery here for Allegheny County. Just got it. And that seems to be Dragon. Oh, it's definitely a World War II thing. Oh, you know what? You're gonna call me crazy. Is that a Douglas C-47? Because if it is, and that 3X is the only time that that's on there, it's called Dragon Ball. No, that's not it. I have a Ron Cole original aircraft skin with artwork, and it has the same type of markings as this somewhat. But that's not it. Oh, cool. Well, there you go. I'd love to get into building like hardware for the flight sim, but one, I'm not going to have enough time, and two, I don't understand enough about electronics for it, because I really need a TPM, but I want one that does the vernier action where you're twisted like real life. Here's another aircraft over here. I don't know what this is. Just checking out the scenery before we're going to sign off for the night here. Oh, it even has a train over here. That's kind of cool. It's a Virgin train. So I don't quite know what that's all about, but it's there. Is there a tunnel there? That's what it looks like. So maybe it goes under the tunnel and goes out the other way. That's Allegheny County by FSX scenery. Not the most detailed scenery, usually, but this one is not terrible. Probably better than the default. I never looked at the default. I just installed it and said let's fly there today. Oh, really? I gotta get better at soldering, period. I'd like to be able to solder stuff when it breaks. Like my TPM, which I have not gotten back nor a call about from the repair shop, even though I called them. So I'm a little nervous on getting it back. The only good news is I didn't pay for it because it was donated to me when I was doing my private. But there's the HondaJet we flew. And we are going to leave here from Allegheny County with Pittsburgh in the background. Let's get a little skyline action here. There you go. I'm not better than you. Sometimes I fix it, sometimes I don't when I solder. So, but anyways, I want to thank a lot of people tonight for coming out. Digi, I never gave you a shout out yet, so let's give you a shout out. Digi Driver, who is currently working on Plymouth Municipal Airport scenery. Not that he's going to finish, he's not under any pressure to finish it, but he's doing a nice job, and that's my hometown airport. So, Digi Driver, check him out. He does a lot of scenery creation on the stream. Sometimes he flies. You do a little of everything, honestly. So, I want to thank my friend there, Serious Muggle, for coming out. And maybe someday we'll explore Area 51 on stream. I'm not really there yet, but we might. Let's see. I got merch coming, but it won't just be Eric Flight. It'll be Flight Sim related as well. So it's not just buy Eric Flight. It's buy some things that you might like to wear because you like Flight Sim. I also want to thank Good Fixits for coming out. He had to pack it up early. His daughter's got to go someplace in the morning. And then, let's see, who else? I had someone follow me on Twitch. Oh, thank you for the raid. STW222. Let me give you a shout out as well. Fellow Virtue USA Flag Club member. Oh, you did retrospective? That's awesome, man. Is it archived? Because I might have to check that out. Who followed? Probably have that somewhere. No, I don't. Give me a second. Oh, yeah. Thank you to Skyman5667 for following me about 2 hours ago on stream. And I think we got everyone. But thank you to everyone for coming out and supporting tonight. We are going to raid someone because I always try to raid people after my stream. And we're going to leave you from Allegheny County here in Pittsburgh in the way distance there. And you have a great night. We might stream again tomorrow, we might not. I stayed up tonight because I actually want to get some sleep tomorrow. Maybe a morning flight if I can fit it in. I'm going to try to do 2 on weekends for now, but I can't promise anything. And Digi Driver, just keep us updated in the Discord, would you? On the scenery. And no rush on that, no pressure. I understand you're doing us all a favor. But, yeah, thanks for coming out. And I guess we're going to end the stream now. But stay tuned because we're going to raid somebody. So, have a great night. I will see you soon. Eric Flight. Peace out.